signals the beginning of an exciting lifetime together, full of surprises, exciting adventures, and heaps of fun. For Catherine and Bruce, your public commitment to each other today recognises the start of a togetherness journey that is exciting and unknown. We would like to acknowledge people here today who have also celebrated a long commitment of life together. Lena and Bill, who have celebrated 55 years of marriage. Desmond and Henny, who have celebrated 43 years of marriage. Ian and Peter, as well as us, celebrating 30 years, and Rosemary and Michael celebrating 25 years of marriage. Can we give them a clap? I suppose Catherine and Bruce see us as we are now, at this stage of our relationships, where the struggle to meet ends is not quite so evident, and we can now indulge in a few luxuries that were merely dreams when we first got married. Our furniture consisted of school chairs, bean bags, and of course the many uses of the beer crate. I don't suppose you rely heavily on your guests bringing their own chairs so they can have dinner with you. Nor do you have the many uses of the beer crate, step ladder to the washing line, spare chair for the unexpected visitor. At times, Desi still turns up for a visit and is able to make himself at home on one. Desi, you will never be without a place to sit or die of dehydration.
When we first met Bruce, Catherine told us that he loved to be busy and was a bit of a handyman. And we'd always said to our children that they should marry a tradesman, and they were things that we couldn't do. Now at that stage, our letterbox was broken and was just lying on the ground. Bruce paced up and down and finally asked if he'd do something with it. And we said, go for it. So away he went. An hour or two later, he had us all admiring the flashiest letterbox in the lane. It had been sanded down, panel beaten, painted, numbers replaced, and then put on half rounds that were dug and placed in the ground. The neighbours were asking who had done this transformation, as they all knew that we couldn't have done it, because it was totally inadequate. So we said that it was Catherine's boyfriend, and it was unanimous that he would be a welcomed asset to our family. Not only Bruce did you impress us, but you impressed the whole lane. Now Bruce is well known for his politeness and good manners, and because of this, he has achieved something that no one in Maraetai or Beachlands has ever done. We gave Bruce a car, and he had no warrant, no registration, in fact, had nothing. So Bruce and his mate were going to do it up and sell it. They decided that early on Sunday morning would be a safe time to go around the coast road through Clevedon and out through Ardmore to Papakura. At this time we had a local cop called Rachel, and she was the toughest thing going. And her speciality was dealing with youngsters and their cars. So she showed no compassion or mercy. She was once quoted telling some parents that their children needed a slap around the head, so did they, and that she was willing to do it. When Bruce and his mate headed off that Sunday, sure enough, they ran straight into Rachel. What a delight for her. No warrant, no rego. However, after Bruce had spoken to her for about 5 minutes, he was off. No fine, nothing. It just goes to show what can happen when you are an honest, polite, and well-mannered gentleman. No one believes that story, such was her reputation. Now, Bruce loves his cars and his motors. And the first time we met Peter and Ian was at Catherine's 21st, down at the Maraetai Boat Club. And we ended up the evening with drinks at our home. And when they arrived, they were a bit unsettled, and we discovered that Bruce had driven up the hill to our place in reverse. All the way from the boat club. It was just a bit of excitement to add to the evening.
Catherine also comes with a bit of a reputation. She is affectionately known as our corporate girl. One year we were invited to watch the Heineken Tennis Open at Stanley Street in the Maori corporate box. It was a great day, and I said to Catherine, "This is great. What do you think?" She smiled and said, "Dad, where else would I sit?" Another time, she was asked to go to the dairy for ice creams. money was pretty tight. When she came back, it was with a paddle pop for us and a Magnum for herself. Her reply, when asked what was going on, was, "I like these Magnums, and I thought you liked paddle pops."
As parents, we are proud and happy of the lifetime partnership that you have begun today. You are both loving and caring people. And on this special day, we want you to know that we love you and wish you all the happiness in the world.
We've also been given the job of the wonderful task of toasting Catherine and Bruce. So could I ask you all to charge your glasses? And whatever we do. To Catherine and Bruce.
Thanks very much for those awesome words, parents of Catherine. That's great. Okay, our next speaker is Mr. Ian MacDonald. As you remember, he did the opening grace. I'd ask Ian if you could please do it in English, please.
Good evening all, and thank you all for coming to this really great occasion. I trust you appreciate how much effort's gone into all of this, and to Catherine, for starters, well done. You've done an awesome job. Well done. I'm commonly known as the buzzard, the old buzzard, and whenever I say what's the buzz, I'm always told you are. Just to give you a bit of a, well, maybe Catherine hasn't heard a few of the Bruce's early escapades, so I thought I might just enlighten her as to what she's letting herself in for, what she has let herself in for. Yeah, Bruce was, just for the record, he was born on 24th of June 85, and not 1918, as is on his Facebook. He was a happy little fellow, so he got the nickname of Bubbles. But that didn't last very long. He soon showed his mettle, and he then became known as Bubble Brewster by his sister Pauline. And he was also called Blues, and that was by the locals who got their L's and R's all mixed up. So he was Bluesy. Yeah, from an early age, he and his brother were pretty much partners in crime, and they liked to do exciting things, and jumping off garage roofs into the garden beds, etc. And when he started school, he made friends very quickly, and with his teachers, and he seemed to be able to look outside the square. His first gala, they were all told to dive in and swim to the other side, and so they did. The only thing is, Bruce went underwater, didn't surface. So he did the whole width underwater, and needless to say, everybody was in a bit of a dilemma as to whether he actually swam, he did the swimming or not. So that's the sort of thing he was from an early age.
I won that, didn't I?
I think he did, yeah. I wasn't quite sure what to do. And then of course he, being on the farm, he got into motorbikes, and therein lies another story. Very competitive. He did motocross, starting off on a small 85cc motorbike, and there were many interesting times. Everybody was quite amazed how he would hang on despite being totally out of control. The one occasion he came out of the starting blocks and gave it a bit too much throttle, and on the back wheel, hanging off the back, dangling and flapping around, he shot off into the distance. He managed to get back on and finish the race. Yeah, again, motorbikes played a big part in his life. He went on to the 125 motorbikes, and of course these were bigger and faster. And the one story I remember was him going off with his brother on a burner on the farm, where he hopped on this bike and off he went. 5 minutes later, his brother came to me saying, "Bruce has had an accident." Oh dear. Got down there, and there was Bruce standing on the dam wall. We had a dam with an earthen wall, and he was there looking very sheepish and very wet. He'd gone across the dam wall and thought, "Oh, I'll show these guys," and opened it up, lost control, and disappeared into 8 foot of water. Bruce and the bike. Anyway, they managed to get it out, and it all came to a good end. And yeah, and that was the beginning of many sort of mishaps, broken legs, stitches, broken arms. And when he came to New Zealand, he actually had a compound fracture of his upper arm, and he damaged the nerve, so his wrist just dropped his arm. And that's how he came to New Zealand. He nearly didn't make it, for a number of reasons. He decided to come and join his brother, and what could be more easier, hop on a plane and fly over? Well, you're right, didn't quite work that way. Come time to go around to, just prior to 2 days beforehand, we got news that he had to have a visa. So there was no chance of that happening. It was a Thursday. He was flying on a Sunday. So, we phoned all the necessary people we had to. They said they couldn't do anything. Friends here phoned Auckland Airport. They managed to sort things out, and they said, okay, we'll let him come through. The only problem is they hadn't told the people at Harare Airport. And when we got there, they said, "Where's your visa?" They hadn't been told. So now we had to try and get evidence that he'd been given permission to come through. Eventually we actually got a fax. It had to be in writing, so a fax had to come through. And literally, shortly after the last call, the fax came through, and Bruce ran for the aircraft. He got on. So it was touch and go whether he would, whether he'd even make it. Just the final thing about, Bruce seems to have problems with the police a few times as well. His support for the police has been pretty good over the years. And when we first arrived, we went up to play a game of tennis. It was literally a couple hundred metres up the road. The only thing is, neither of us were wearing seatbelts. And so we had a policeman come up behind us. And then again, when asked where his license, his driving license was, of course it was back down the road at the house. So that was his first introduction to the New Zealand police. The other one was when he dropped off his new sofa. It wasn't at home. It was in the middle of the freeway on the motorway. he'd been bringing it back, and it hadn't been tied up. Arguably, it was somebody else who tied it on. But you should have checked. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, that's really enough for Catherine. I don't know whether you've heard all these stories before, but we'd just like to really, yeah, we'd really like to welcome you to the family. You've got a huge job. We've got to keep the family under control. And that's no easy task. No, and I'm sure you'll do it. I'm sure you'll do it. And it just leaves me to say to both of you, we'd like to just wish you all the very best for your life together. Okay, you'll make an awesome couple. Okay.
Thank you. That was a great speech. Now it's my turn. Right. After hearing Lawrence and Audrey, I thought it was a little bit too rosy a picture they painted of my brother. Anyway, I thought I'd introduce Bruce, give a full character sketch. You guys have done the good part. I'll do the middle of the road. Bruce Chimbobarus MacDonald. It is a common African tradition to give people animal names. This practice has been observed for hundreds of years, and in so doing gives storytellers the ability to capture the character of colourful people. And so it is my privilege to give a legend in our midst, Bruce Chimbob MacDonald, the name of one of Africa's finest animals, the African baboon. The youngest of 4 siblings, but wise beyond his years, Bruce Chimbob is about to become a fully grown male specimen of esteemed regard. This can be observed by his large ears and lush, thick sailor's moustache. Although I think he shaved it off a couple of days ago. Such brutish masculine characters have put him in prime position to attract a fine mate. Yet whilst he has the features of a healthy specimen, Bruce is not a common baboon. And most of you, if you've seen his flamboyant behaviour, will agree he stands apart from the lesser monkeys out there. And so we focus our lens to reveal the charming features of our hairy brother. Baboons generally prefer the savannah, yet some live in forests, and Bruce has sneakily managed to get the best of both worlds. Having grown up in Zimbabwe and matured in New Zealand, he has adapted finely and used his prowess to exploit the local environment. In Africa, Bruce was often found foraging on grassland fruits and beverages, such as cold Zambezi lager and biltong, or dry meat. Whilst in New Zealand, he has proved that baboons are rather fond of a 6-pack of turi and extremely partial to the local sheep, on a barbecue, of course. Yet Bruce is not a taker like most mischievous primates. He is an ape of extreme generosity, which many in the animal kingdom have benefited. Tembai Dombochena is one such example of his generosity. You don't know who I'm talking about, do you? Bruce, I didn't know his name. Bruce, having decided that you're never too young to be a father, adopted a fellow African, courtesy of World Vision, Mrs. Bruce MacDonald, that's you, Kat, should take note from this that Bruce is only too eager to father his own little troop of children. I'm told he's not fussy about boys or girls. Apparently he will be happy as long as 1 out of 10 is a boy. This should not be a worry for Kat, since Bruce in his generosity is a protector. He will often confront adversaries by folding his eyelids over, letting one off, playing pranks, or talking his way out of any sticky situation. Playful bravado is not lacking in Bruce's repertoire, and when he's not playing rough and tumble with other young monkeys, or spying on ladies when he's pretending to water glass buildings. That's completely untrue, but he's getting up to all sorts of tricks you might expect from a naughty baboon. I remember the first time he smoked a pipe at the age of 10. He obtained some fresh tobacco from the local farm barn, and he was happily puffing away on this pipe. Unfortunately, he didn't realize that this pipe was not actually for tobacco, it was for blowing bubbles. Anyway, I could go on about Bruce, but I think there's a few other people who've got equally interesting words and generous words for Bruce. So I'd just like to say, dude, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy you found such an awesome wife, and I just wish you all the best for the future. Congrats. And our next speech is from Jessica.
Woo! I'm not going to compare Catherine to an animal or anything. I might get myself in trouble, but I've known Catherine since we were about 8 years old, and since then I've made some conclusions on the type of woman I think she is. Like many of you must know, Catherine has never been one to back down from a challenge. She's competitive, determined, and is not a fan of quitting. I adore these traits in her, and I see them in Bruce as well. With this strength and determination that they both have, I know that they will succeed in one of life's biggest but rewarding challenges, marriage. It wasn't too long ago when Catherine and I were sitting at a beachside bar in Thailand, sipping on cheap beers, where I asked her where things were heading with their relationship. It was at this very moment, a little tipsy from the combination of alcohol and heat, that I saw how in love with Bruce she really was. And a few minutes later they were engaged. No, I could tell you all the embarrassing stories, but I believe that's already been covered. But most of them involve just equal embarrassment on my part, so leave those out. To sum up Catherine, I believe that the following verse covers what an amazing woman she is. 1 Corinthians verse 13-14. Love is patient, love is kind, is not jealous, boastful, or proud. She is patient. The fact she is still my friend shows her incredible patience in times where I really tested it. And I'm sure Bruce has done the same. So she's definitely had enough training in it. She is kind. Catherine is loyal, generous, and has a sweet heart. Her intentions are never hurtful, and she always tries to be considerate of everyone. She is supportive and humorous. These, I believe, are the core characteristics of a great wife. Catherine never openly boasts or shows jealousy, but I'm pretty sure she has, but she's only human. I've never seen her actually act them out, but who knows. So altogether, Catherine is love. She is strong. Yeah, she's strong, but like any great love, she needs nurturing and to be cared for. I know that Bruce will definitely do this. But not to forget the groom, Bruce. Although we've had our moments, I think you're an absolute gem. You have captured the heart of a wonderful woman. So well done, you. I absolutely adore this woman, and it is an honour to stand beside you and help you devote yourself to the love of your life. I wish you all the best for your future and wherever your married life takes you. Know that you have all my love and support cheering you on. Woo, you're married. Woo!
Tim will.
Tim. What was fun? Bruce's name. Bruce, I just want to start by just saying a huge thanks to let me be standing here with you today. It's a huge privilege and a great honour. And I love and respect you guys. Thank you. To the bridesmaids, you guys look beautiful. Thanks for your help and for the fun that we've been having today on photo shoots and all that crazy stuff that's been going on. Catherine, through my adventures with Bruce, which include living with him for a couple of years, touring the United States with him for about 3 weeks, and road tripping around Zimbabwe. I can tell you a few characteristics of the man you have decided to marry today, which is crazy, adventurous, may almost get you eaten by hyenas, or trampled by elephants, or have you arrested in public places for public urination. Bruce considers any bush as his backyard. But Catherine, I can also tell you that you've found a good, strong man with a heart of gold, and a man who will stand beside you through thick and thin, a man with strong integrity, and a man who loves to serve others. He will offer you a timeless friendship, all the support you can imagine, and take pride in looking after you. Caution. Bruce's keen sense of adventure can be very dangerous when mixed with his childish behaviours. Hence all the scars he has to prove this. Bruce, Catherine is your rare pearl. You're one of a kind, your perfect match and your soulmate, your princess. You're blessed to have found each other and to be doing life together, and I'm really happy for you both. So congratulations, and I love you guys.